Hi everyone, so today I'll be trying out a portion of the new Slimline holiday collection from Spellbinders. They did send these items free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own. And any links down in the description box would be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So thank you if you choose to use those. So if you're, well, they're launched now when you watch this video. I was gonna say, if you look at the coming soon, you'll see that there's lots of Slimline folders, embossing folders, and they make really great embossing folders over there at Spellbinders, so I'm definitely grabbing those. So by the time you see this, I probably have already grabbed them. And with like dots and stripes and just, you know, there's quite a few, so you probably want to check those out. This is a part of that kind of collection, basically. These are some dies. So this is the circle Kaleidoscope, and then over here is the Kaleidoscope Argyle. So today I think I'm going to use this one, and we'll do just kind of what it's intended for, to make a sweet card that has like a little ornament look to it. And this one here, I think, well, they're both really playful, but this one, I mean, you can just, it's very open and do whatever you like with it. And I set it up in a way that might be a little bit different, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So I just want to pop these out, actually. So on this one, I just put them that way so they would look nice. But you can see you have your outer die, you have this inner insert, so you don't have to use them together, or you can use the outer die to also make a mat behind that first insert one if you want to double it up. And let's take a measurement of exactly what's going on here. The cutting space looks like it's 8 inches by 3, basically. It's just over 8 and just over 3. So I like to make my slimlines 8.5 by 3.5 inches, so that's perfect for matting into that. And then we have our little toppers for our little ornaments, or baubles if you want to be fancy. I always like the word baubles. Really cute. So if you look at this, it makes like the little lacy kind of holes, and then it has like these little dots here. It does not cut the center, so that would remain intact. And then we have these 3. So this one's the chunkier one, so this is the one that goes in the very back. And then this one would layer on top of that one, just like you saw in the picture in the intro. And then this one, the finer one, layers on top of that, so they all layer on top of each other. And so then the Argyle is very similar but very different. So it has this cool piece here that I believe if you cut 2 of these, you're going to get it across the card really nicely. Let me see. So yeah, so it's like about 4.5 from dot to dot, but you're going to layer 2 of the dots together when you go to extend it, so it takes away a little bit there. So I will try this out in the next video. And again, this one also has the same kind of layering, so you can play with these just on their own or within this Argyle little pattern, or, you know, however you want to do it. So this is the thicker one, the base one, the mid area, and then the top one would be this finer one. They also have these pieces here that you can just pop in there, and it makes a whole different look with this little guy. And then all these you can cut out at once that you can pop in on top of these little circles. So if, let's say this is gold or whatever, and maybe you want to accent that with light blue, or, you know, I don't know. So you would you cut this out and then you pop them on there. I think it's really cute, just a little added extra detail. So to get started today, I did grab some paper, but you know what? I just realized I didn't grab white paper, so I will be right back. Okay, so I grabbed a few different colors. I'm gonna put this to the side so it doesn't make my camera too upset. Okay. Sorry about that. So my card base is going to be this gray color. I just started grabbing some colors, and I thought these would look really nice together. I think these 2 are the same color. I might use both of them. Anyway, this is going to be my card base. So 8.5 by 3.5 is what I like for my slimline. So it's already 8.5 wide because it's A2 paper, and so I'm going to cut it at 7 inches in the other direction there. So 7 inches. And then our little die makes about 8 by 3. So I'm going to have a matted layer of, I believe, this one. Just changed my mind. So the other one's about 8 by 3. So let's say this can be 8.25. I don't know if I want to cut that far. So let's say 3.25. By 8.25. So this one's just going to be hanging around, you know, behind everything. Back in here. And then this light blue one I'm going to mat right behind the white paper, and the white paper I'm going to do the insert with. So this white paper I'm going to go ahead and do everything right with the insert. Of course, tape it down so it doesn't move, run that through. I guess I can put it this way so we can save some paper. So I put it this way, cut this down, run it through, and then on this kind of blue shade I am going to just do this one, the outer one, okay? And I will be right back. Okay, so I have basically my card bases here and everything. I'm gonna pop this one out. And like I had mentioned, this middle piece, the circle stays in, so look at that, so clean. Just had a couple little pieces that gotta pop out. So that is gonna layer over that bluish color that I had said that I cut with the same, just the outline. And then these are both gonna layer over this. Just the smallest little purple peeking out back there. And then this guy, again, it is 8.5 by 7. I'm going to score it 3.5 inches on the 7-inch side. And then just layer up whatever, you know, you want your little ornament or circle, or, you know, if you don't put the little ornament top, or the bubble top, it could just be a circle pattern that looks really cool. So I like that it has more use than just a, you know, Christmas set. So I'm going to glue this down completely, and then I'll glue these guys in just a second, and then we'll start cutting our colors for our ornaments. Oopsie, I got a little bit on my surface where I don't want it, but that's okay. And I think what I'm going to do when I'm done is pop this up off of here, so I'm not going to stick that down yet, but this one I will. Let's go around here. You know, the insert, if you didn't use the outer die, you can definitely, because I mean, you can shaker this too, it's very thin, so you'd have to really take your time to layer that out. But if you wanted to make a shaker, what I would do is use the insert, like just cut my own piece of paper first, right? Maybe, since this is 8 by 3, maybe you want to cut paper that's like 8.25 by 3.25, and then now that you have that cut, just inlay this into it without the outer die, and then you'll have all the decoration and everything, and it'll just be a little bit wider border because you cut it by hand, and you can make it a shaker really easily that way if you wanted to do that. Okay, I'm going to hold this down and I'll be right back. So it's going to be something like that, and actually I'll change my mind. I'm going to make it a slimline that stands up like this. So, instead of this way. But you can orient it however you like. So we'll put those to the side for now. Think about putting a weight on that, just to keep it nice and flat. Alright, so I did bring out these colors. I initially was going to do these two. Then I'm thinking maybe these two instead, with the silver in there. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So, again, when you look at these, there are definitely, you know, the bottom layer, which is the thickest. If you look at the lines, the areas that are in there, super thick. This one's a little bit thinner, and this one's more thin, like even more thin. You can just see that. So this is the one that would be in the back. So I'm going to cut all three the same. So 3 of these. The middle section, I'm going to do silver. So 3 of those, and 3 of the lighter, the purple, and the very thin top piece, okay? And I will be right back. Just, you know, as I'm cutting, I mean, they just feel so nice, and they come out so nice. Look at that. Love it. Alright, and then always clean between cutting. If you leave papers in there, they, you know, the little recesses get stacked up with papers, and then it makes it harder for them to cut. So definitely clean out your die in between cuts. Okay, so I just cut my last little circle here. And yeah, like that. So we're just going to glue these together. So as you look at them, clearly, you know, where you have like that little lotus kind of flower looking shape, you're going to put it on top of the other one. And I'm going to put the glue all on this. You know what, I'm going to go ahead and just put it on the back of my hand because for the next layer I'm going to need that anyway, so I'm just going to do it that way. And see a little extra glue there. Okay. So that was the thickest layers in the back. The second, that middle layer is right on top of it. And then look at this guy. Right on top of that. And I'll do the same thing for all 3 little bubbles. And I usually clean up any extra like glue afterwards. You know, it depends on the material. Like this top paper is kind of a thin material, but I can see like on this metallic one, you can take a little damp cloth, or even while it's still wet, just wipe it down. Look how pretty that looks. Awesome. So I'll do these other 2 and I'll be right back. So pretty. So I'm going to bring back my base. And since they're circles, it doesn't really matter, but again, I'm going to set mine up so it's long ways like this. But if you want, you know, just however you want them to face. But I am going to pay attention to kind of like the little lotus looking flower, like that's all kind of facing the same direction. But if you want to be more playful, of course you can move them here and there. I'm going to stick them down completely flat. But again, if you want to use some dimensionals, there are spaces in the back where it'd be easier to do that. And if you have a circular die, which I'm sure we all have circle dies, you can probably cut another color to go behind that one if that's what you want to do. Okay, so I'm just going to eyeball all of them and place them as straight as I can up and down right in the center of their little circle. Okay, and I will be right back. So pretty. I'm telling you, this will look great in any colors. I just went for a more like wintry feel than the traditional Christmas. So I'm going to cut these out off this extra little piece of paper I still have left from my silver. And even with that, I'll still be a little bit chintzy with it. And I'll be right back. Yes, of course, that cuts like the cutest little... Look at this. So cute. Okay. So again, this is going to be just a card with, you know, hello or, you know, happy birthday, whatever it is you want to put on it. But now we're going to make it into a Christmas card. And what I'm going to do is put some dimensional adhesive on these little guys. I don't know if this is too wide. Yeah, so I'm just going to cut this down and put some little pieces on the back, and I will be right back. So I just took the little backs off of these guys, and I'm just going to put these like in different spots every time, like right there. And over here. Or you can just put them all straight, you know, right on top. They're in the little lotus area, however it is. But, so cute. So now I'm going to pop this up onto our card base, and we need like a sentiment, and I will be right back. Oh my gosh, you guys. You know, the color palette on this reminded me a lot of an older Spellbinders kit that I have, and it's actually from October of 2019, and it's the Sparkling Holidays, and I mean, look at this. And then right on the top, I'm like, I love that. I think that's gonna look really sweet. And so, I mean, I'm sure there's lots of things in here that'll look great, but look at that. Okay, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna turn this over. I'm just gonna line this because this is a very big area that I want to pop up, so I'll be right back. I'm just going to line this with some foam adhesive and take the backs off, and I'll be right back. That reminds me, I'll show you in just a minute. Just going to pop this on here. Hopefully I can see what I'm doing. Hold on. I got to get this closer to me, guys. Sorry. So, Spellbinders did come out with new colors of their Color Essential Gems that are just so pretty, and you guys know I love these. They're actual crystal, so they're glass, so they do have a very nice reflection. But yeah, so they have some new colors. So these are some ones that I already had in my stash here. Ooh, even these look awesome. Huh. I was just going to use these guys because I have them here, but either one. And then I'm going to pop this on here. And we're good to go. And depending on your die cutting system, I was able to cut basically the 3 at a time, you know. So you can plan that out and you can cut that much faster. Oh my gosh. That works for me. And then maybe I'll pop a couple little crystals in those centers. Let's see here. In the center there. And I'm debating if I should use the same color or a different color for this bottom one. Let's go with a different color. Make it a little bit different. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Really sweet set. Of course you can use it in lots of different ways. I'll have the links for you guys, and keep an eye out for the Argyle review tutorial. I have some ideas for that one already. So thanks for watching guys. Thank you so much Spellbinders for sending these items for review. And I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye now.